Hello, everybody. So I kind of wanted to do this after they made all the moves, kind of make it a little easier to structure, but they're kind of taking their time with this. So I thought I'd just get a head start on some of these. I'm going to do mostly just the notable things. Like this first one's about Isidora and Collins, because Danny Isidora was drafted in the fifth round by Minnesota in the 2017 draft, and it's a little surprising that he was actually, well, I guess in this case, traded away, just because they always seemed kind of enamored with him. Like you'd always hear good things. And he would have also had benefited from the fact that they're switching to this outside zone scheme. And he does fit that a lot better than he would have ever fit that whole power thing they were trying to run prior. So it's a little odd, but obviously, since he was traded, I doubt he was gonna make the roster. So it's better to have gotten him, out for a seven than just straight up cutting him, because if you just cut him, obviously you don't get anything. So I guess if you're gonna do it, that's the way to go. And for him, I think it was just the fact that you drafted Drew Samia. I think he had a pretty decent showing. Like it wasn't the Willie Beavers thing all over again, where it's like, oh no, you drafted a fourth rounder and then you cut him anyway, which the Jets kind of. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Jakai, third round pick, just so it was a good thing we didn't do that again. And you also had Dakota Dozier kind of rise up there. He was playing some left tackle and some guard, and he was showing versatility. He was playing really, really, really well. So I think both of those guys coming in really affected Isidora's value and made him really, really expendable. So it's just kind of nice to see for once, like, instead of having this struggling O line depth, we're actually able to trade a guy or two away potentially. So, in some ways, it's kind of showing how the progression has gone since, I guess, this last year, because they were last, well, this offseason, they seemed like they kind of focused on just getting depth in there. And speaking of depth, Aviante Collins, similar story, I think. Another guy who would have greatly benefited from this whole outside zone switch. And he couldn't get on the field this preseason, and I think that's what really killed him, because the fact that Dakota Dozier can both play left tackle and left guard is kind of what Aviante Collins brought to the table, that he had that same kind of versatility. Obviously, he's really athletic, which I think we can, like even if you just look at his combine numbers, he ran a 4.81 at the combine, I think it was. So yeah, but he's always kind of improved year by year, and then he had the injury last year where he ended up on IR, and then you had the one this year where he had some kind of leg issue, some kind of knee issue. I never really saw what exactly it was, but I do know it kept him out the entire preseason. So once again, opening the door for Dakota Dozier to kind of force him right on out, showing that same kind of versatility, and he's not hurt. Also quite helpful in such a case. But with Aviante Collins, I would assume he is a pretty good practice squad candidate, just because they do actually like him. It's just more of a he can't stay healthy kind of thing so far. So, and they didn't waive him with an injury designation, so I would assume that means he might be able to go pretty soon, if not now. So that's a thing. And with the cutting of Storm Norton today and Aviante Collins, two tackles, that bodes pretty well for Udo to make the roster, the sixth round draft pick. Well, one of the, I think it was three with Watts, Epps, and him. So that goes well for him, because I wasn't really sure whether or not you could keep Udo or not, just because he does have a 36.5-inch kind of arm length, and that's really helpful at tackle. He has ridiculous measurables. So I don't know if you can get away with putting him on the practice squad. I thought someone might just pick him up on the waiver wire. So it's kind of nice to see they're keeping him. Your comments down below would be greatly appreciated. And until next time, I bid y'all adieu.